Hello, and welcome back to part 2 of today's live stream. How are you guys doing? Welcome back, Anna. Nice to see you again. I am knackered. What a day. Hello, Maria. Welcome back. Hi, Melvin. I just finished working on the bike. Smell so much like soap from washing my hands 20 times so that they're not greasy. Great, we have Duchess now. Alright, I'm gonna do some easy topics. But before we do, hey Maria, just a bit. Not tired in the sense that I cannot study, but just physically tired. I went out after the stream and it started raining like crazy, like really heavy rain. And then I came home and almost immediately I started working on my second bicycle that I'm working on currently, like a little bit of a pet project. And I ran into a couple of issues. I figured out what's wrong with it. I had to figure out how to fix it. In the middle of fixing it, I realized at the last step, I don't have a very special tool that just you need to use once, probably in the lifetime of having this bicycle. Oh, interesting. I think the liquid I used to clean my bike might have been more corrosive than I thought. Let me check it under the lights. Yeah, it absolutely dehydrated my hands. Let me get some moisturizer. My skin is completely dry from this. It was high concentration isopropyl alcohol. All right. Also, Alternova, to answer your question, it's so much nicer. This is a really good hand moisturizer. To answer your question, tomorrow morning we're starting at 8 a.m. or 8:15 in the morning, so in about 9 hours and 2 minutes, or 9 hours and 17 minutes. Because in 9 hours and 17 minutes, I'll have to be ready to teach my student for my morning session. I have a class to teach. And the student of mine prefers early morning classes before they go to their job and after they drop off their kids at school. So my schedule is kind of dependent on them when it comes to the class tomorrow. Hey, Maria. A long time no see on the streams. How have you been doing? My next exam is on the 14th and then the 22nd, but we're studying for the one on the 22nd. So yeah, tomorrow's stream starts really early in the morning. I won't be here for the first break, and then I'll be here for the rest of the stream. And I will be teaching again at 12 to 1. So I will miss that break or session. And then from 2 to 4, I have a 2-hour straight class, which usually ends up being like 2.5, 3. Once it was 4 hours and 15 minutes. Because we're working towards a goal and the deadline is very close with the student. So we have very condensed lessons. He's a quick learner, so he can handle the hours, but I'm a bit tired out after those classes, to be honest. Too tired to study. So I usually take like an hour or two long break. But don't worry, tomorrow's stream is going to be long. Also, this is some non-alcoholic beer. I'm looking for the 0% so that YouTube knows I'm not drinking on stream, because YouTube is funny like that. But for those of you who speak Slovak or Slavic languages, where am I at? That up there says no alcohol. No alcohol, Rattler. I've done my part in proving that I'm not drinking alcohol, YouTube. Don't be so uptight. How are you doing, Maria? When is your next exam? 22nd, right? Oh, my hands are so moisturized now I can't open the can. Hello, Balgis. How are you doing? Oh, Balgis. Where are you from? What are you studying? I love Burial too, Anna. This is my second one in a row. God, my hands are so moisturized and slippery. 13th. Okay. What do you have on the 13th? Now that is a good pour. For a burial, this drink isn't even supposed to foam. Although it's beer, it's not really beer. So to make it foam like this is actually difficult. And just for those who love to be precise, that is exactly on the line of the 0.5. A perfect pour. For all those out there with OCDs like myself, you're welcome. I did my best. Okay. Biophysics. Thank you, Alternova. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for hopping in, saying hello. I appreciate you taking the time to join us, as always. I'll see you tomorrow. From Jordan, I'm studying ophthalmology. Nice. That's very cool. How was med school in Jordan? A lot of my good friends in my previous medical school came from Jordan. They either studied medicine or architecture. And actually, my best friend Vissam just graduated last week. Oh, that is refreshing after hours of working on the bicycle. All right, so did you guys already vote on what you want to listen to in the first session? We got lo-fi, library, and rain sounds. Go ahead, make a vote, and we'll, whatchamacallit, we'll switch to that right before we start. I'm looking forward to the first session. Speaking of which, I'll get my flashcards ready. I want to do 1, 2, these two. Yeah, it does show 0 votes for me as well. You can just tell me in the chat if it doesn't work. Yeah? So you guys, alright, if you vote and it doesn't work, just put it in the chat. Hey AFT, welcome back. Lovely to see you again, man. Alright, yeah, the thing doesn't work. We're just gonna end and see if... Oh, there we go. 8 votes, that was quick. Rain sounds. Okay, I just had to end it to see it. So let's go ahead and start the first session with some rain sounds. That's library. Let's switch to Rain. Tell me if it's too loud. I can change it. We're now studying pathophysiology. Great. All right, FT, thank you again for taking the time to join us. I appreciate it that you pop in, say hello. Tomorrow we're going to have a very long stream starting at around 8 in the morning. So feel free to join us tomorrow after university and stick around for as long as you can and like to. All right. So I hope we're all ready to start the first session. If you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is MDToBe or Datis. I study medicine and my next exam is a big one. So you're going to see me here a lot more often than you might think. So let's go ahead and put 50 minutes on the clock for session number 1 in 5, 6, 7, 8. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, let's get this spread. Also, for those of you who just joined, definitely not beer, non-alcoholic rattler. Have a good session. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the end of session number 3. How are we doing by the end of this session? How are we feeling about the progress we're making? And how is your evening going? You can either rate your sessions from on the scale of 1 to 10, or just let me know how it was. I'm curious to hear. What's up, Melvin? 7 out of 10. Nicely done. Great job. When is your ophthalmology exam? It's midnight indeed. Well, 3 minutes, but we're going to pretend like those 3 minutes mean a lot more than they actually do. Nine out of 10 finally finished. The mind map after 3 hours. Well done. The 9 out of 10 is well deserved then. Send us a picture of the mind map. I'm curious to see what it looks like. 6 out of 10. I think I'm super tired, not gonna lie. AFT, me too, but we got one more session. So let's push through to get through the last one. It is a masterpiece. I would love to see it. Tuesday, 13th. All right, you got a bit of time left. Hey, Maria, welcome back and goodbye. Hello and goodbye all in one. Thank you for dropping by and for your kind wishes. Sleep well, get all the rest you need because we're going to have a very long stream tomorrow. And I hope to see you there. Both of my hands are so sore. They are completely cramped up. 6.23 out of 10. That's so specific. Yeah, Melvin's ratings are always very specific. They at least include some form of decimals, which I always appreciate. When they don't have decimals, that's when you gotta ask them if things are okay. Sure, Anna. I'll be looking for it on Discord. Wait, was I supposed to have a class with this student tomorrow? One of my students emailed that they had surgery and they can't come. No, that wasn't him. He was supposed to email me to see for us to know when our next lesson is going to be, but he just had surgery. Anna, that's a very cool mind map. Characteristics of what? I cannot figure that check word out. What's the mind map about that you sent on Discord? Hello, Alicia. Welcome on our Discord. Thank you for joining us. Equations again? Oh, no. I'm going to ask ChatGPT for the equations. All right, this session was now 6.48 out of 10 for AFT. Love it. I love the increments. That makes it 6.5, which technically makes it a 7, which means you've passed. According to medical school standards, 7, well, not almost. 75 or 80% is what you need to pass med school written tests. So, close. Very close. But not even we make it. Characteristics of international environment. Okay. Are we talking about like economics or the environment? Like the economical environment of characteristics? Psychiatry exam on Sunday. Oh, true. And Jordan, your weekends are on Fridays. Thursdays and Fridays. Melvin, why are you the way you are when it comes to rating your sessions? I'm gonna try to solve them, but don't make them too hard. The last time I had to do proper equations more than once every 4 months was back in high school, and I haven't been in high school for Years. Way too many years. Global economics, globalization, global problems, international. Yeah, that's what I assumed. The subject meant. One of my friends who was only in the second year, I think, in my university. Yep. So this person is 2 years below me in school, and they've posted a story saying something about I cannot wait to finish my biochemistry exam because I never want to see it again once I pass it. I don't know how to tell them that they're going to have 2 more years of biochemistry. They think they're done after the second year. I hate to break it to them. Maybe I'll leave that for another day. Thank you for the Discord link, Anna. If you guys want to study with us in study rooms, turn on your cameras, share your screen so that we can keep each other accountable. I will make sure to join your screen shares and make sure you guys are progressing as well. All you have to do is click this link in the chat, join it, and accept the terms and conditions by clicking a green check mark. And that's it. That's all you have to do to access the Discord. Some things are better left unsaid. I know. But I can't tell. All I said is I wouldn't throw those notes away if I were you. That's it. I'm not saying anymore. The rest is for them to figure out. I'm not going to burst their bubble that hard today. Oh, man. I swear my friend has an exam tomorrow. And he's on Discord playing Call of Duty. My brother in Christ, in 8 or 9 hours, you gotta be taking an exam. What are you doing? I wish to have that level of confidence. As he should. I know, right, AF3? That is a really nice mind map Anna has put together. 3 hours, yeah. 3 hours is definitely a whole lot of hours to put into it. All right, before the break ends, let's refresh your YouTube videos because short streams get like 20 views, which is fair, but imagine having like 500 views and then your next video has 20. People don't understand. Come on. Let's be realistic. Let's get it to 100 views. All 6 of us can get it to 100 if we just refresh like 15 times. Quick math, I think. I think that works out. I don't know. So let's go ahead and refresh the video in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do it with you. Refresh the YouTube video. And welcome back. Thank you for doing that. You're awesome. I appreciate it. Now that you've done that, all that is left to do is get ready for the next session, which is starting right now. Sort of. In like 21 seconds. Anna, I can't wait for you to change your role to graduated. I'm excited for you. So many people in the stream in the Discord have graduated and still got 2 more years left. Goddamn. I think it is, yes. I think so. Because if you're going to start at 8 a.m., The problem with starting a stream right when I'm about to start teaching is it takes longer to do both. It means if I wake up a few minutes before working, I can simply get ready and, start working. Same goes with streaming. But when I want to do both, I need to set up 2 cameras, double check that the Spotify is going to the stream and not the class. The microphone's going to the class and not the stream. The cameras are not crossed, which happens. There's a lot to do and very little time, unless I wake up really early. And it's not really considered really early. It's only because we're probably going to sleep at 2 or 3 in the morning tonight that it's considered really early. So, yep, one more session. But we're going to do a lot tomorrow, or you're going to do a lot tomorrow. I'm going to be studying for the most part, working for the most part of tomorrow's stream. Out of the 12 hours, I think 4 to 5 hours I'll be teaching. For about an hour or so, I'll be resting. And then I'll be studying for 6 hours, maybe more. So, Alicia, take care. Good night. Rest well. And thank you for joining us both here and on Discord. It's nice seeing you on Discord as well tonight. For the rest of you, let's go ahead and put 15 minutes on the clock for session number 4, starting in 5, 6, 7, 8. Good luck, and as always, let's get this bread, ladies and gents. One last session, and tomorrow we're going to have a very long stream starting in less than 8 hours from now. Good luck, and see you in a bit. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the end of session number 4, ladies and gentlemen. That was quick. I feel you, Anna. First and foremost, let me say hello to everybody who just joined us today from Vulcan's stream. Vulcan, if you're still around, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, and I hope to thank you once again in person when you're streaming again. Welcome, ANDH, G, Alyssa. How are you doing, Alyssa? I hope your streams are going well yourself. Rachel Smart, thank you for joining us. Great name, by the way. And thank you for coming over from Vulcan Stream. Hey, how's it going? Started new map, but not finished. Morning problems. Yep, morning's problem, indeed. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start at 8 a.m. So in less than 7 hours, we're going to start streaming again. And we're going to have a very long stream. I've got lots of work to do, lots of classes to teach, and also lots to learn myself. So the stream's going to be long. We're going to enjoy our long breaks together. We're going to maybe play some games during the breaks if you get the chance. I get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, sometimes more, but typically 4 to 5. I would wake up without an alarm around 5. Scribble times, yes, indeed. Scribble.io, I think, is the name. Good night, Balgis. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope ophthalmology went well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on tomorrow's stream. It is fun indeed. You're a shorter sleeper than I am. Sleeper, I'm envious. I wouldn't be. I'm going to age like so badly. I'm going to age terribly. So far, I'm doing well with the aging, but I have nothing to complain about. I'm barely even aged. Let's say if I were to be fine wine, I would be very, very much immature in wine years. So with this sleep schedule, I'm going to look like a cracked barrel before I'm 30. So definitely you definitely don't want my sleep cycle or my skincare routine, which somebody asked earlier today. You don't want any of those. Thank you, AI. I used to be, I would say, because I had more time to invest in languages. I used to speak 6 at a time back before I went to medical school. And as soon as I went to medical school, all of them went out the door. I learned new ones, but those were ones I had to learn, like Hungarian to speak with the locals and my patients, because I was studying medicine in Hungary in my first medical school. Then I transferred my education to Slovakia. Now I've got even more languages to learn. So now I have learned Slovak. All my classmates are German speaking. They're either German or Austrian, with the exception of one student who's Slovak Vietnamese. So I've got lots of German to practice. 5.51 out of 10. Nicely done, Melvin. No worries about not giving me an equation. We'll stick with 5.51 for now. Do you have any tips for learning languages? I'm learning English, Korean, and Italian. Try to immerse yourself in the language. I learned all of my languages the quickest when I lived in that country. When I was in Malaysia, I grew up in Malaysia, and I went there when I was 7-ish, 7.5. I learned English in about 2.5 months, like proper English to go to school and study everything I know in English. And that was because my teachers were teaching me in English, my classmates were speaking in English, the movies were in English, the cartoons were in English, the games were in English. I didn't have a choice. Every second I was awake, I was learning whether I liked it or not. It wasn't me immersing myself and putting sticky notes on items in my house so I know what a fridge is. I just had to, right? So English was the quickest language I learned after, obviously, my other mother tongue. English has now become my native language. And then I had to learn Malaysian in school because we had to respect the locals and speak the language, even though I went to an American school. So, sorry, that started when I went to a British school. The American one, they taught us French, German, or Spanish. I took French. I studied French for 6 years. It went way slower than English. The reason being I only had private lessons and group lessons 3 times a week. I say only because that wasn't enough compared to what I, was putting myself through English. Then I changed schools to a British school. There I had to learn Malaysian and Mandarin Chinese. Malaysian because you have to respect the locals and integrate yourself. They didn't want the international students to be absolute foreigners and immigrants. That made sense. And a lot of my classmates were these very rich, lucrative, from these rich, lucrative families of locals. So they had to also learn their local language. So for me, it was to show respect. For them, it was to learn their mother tongue so that they don't forget it when they go to an international school. And Mandarin, I had to learn in the same school at the same exact time because they believed that Chinese Mandarin was the language of the future for business, which I am yet to see. I mean, the yen becoming the currency of trade is a good start, but I learned Mandarin Chinese till B2, up until B2 level 10 years ago, maybe 11. I started 11 years ago, but I learned it for like 4 years. It definitely is. Immersing yourself definitely is. Japanese, your first language, that is super cool. That is very cool. Um, and I had purpose behind every language I learned. I didn't just learn a language because I'm like Xiaoma, if you know him, is an American Mandarin native speaking YouTuber from New York who speaks like C1, C2 Mandarin. And he loves learning languages. He learns them for 2 months. His purpose is content, but before content, he learned them because he liked cultures. I learned them because I have goals. Either it is for my exams, which at the time, even though I didn't go to my school and say, hey, teach me Mandarin and teach me Malaysian or Bahasa Melayu, as a kid who liked school, I wasn't opposed to it. So it was like, sure, I like this class, I'll take it. But I learned French, for example, because I wanted to study in Paris. I wanted to study medicine in Paris since I was a kid, because my family also studied law in Paris, and I wanted to study in the same university as my mother. But I graduated high school early, and by the time I was of age to enter medical school, I was too young to enter Paris. I was 14, 15. Um, Graduated high school at 14, applied when by the time I was 15 years old. So France was out the door, but until then, I had a goal and I learned up until C1 in French. Got a certificate and everything. But then as soon as I realized I cannot study medicine in France like I've been wanting to for the last 4 or 5 years of learning French with this sole purpose, I just stopped practicing it. There was nobody around me to practice French with. And I decided that I'm going to come to Europe, somewhere else in Europe to study medicine, and nobody spoke French there, so the language just flew away as easy as it, came came around. I would die studying French 1 class a week is enough. So in French, I had my school classes back when I went to the American school. It was very easy because everyone's level was so low. It was like Duolingo, a bit more advanced. We had a teacher from, where was he from? It wasn't from France. Morocco? No, I cannot remember. But I really liked that teacher. He was really kind. Um, yes, I finished my high school when I was 14. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wouldn't say I'm clever. I think it's I was just at the right place at the right time. I had supportive parents that didn't push me to do anything I didn't want to do. Um, and if I liked something, they capitalized on the opportunity to let me try it. If I said I want to learn French, they never said, well, why 5 languages? Focus on your Chinese. They said, sure, We'll put you in the best French class we can find. I want to play tennis. Sure. Here's a good coach. Here's great equipment. Try it. If you don't like it, it's fine. I said I want to play the piano. They got a teacher from the Royal School of London or Music School of London. So whatever I liked, they facilitated. But if I stopped liking it, they never pushed me to do it, which made it very easy to just want to try more things. And when you try more things, you realize you are good at more than just skating and more than just swimming and more than just cycling and running and chess or just tennis. So you stick with the ones you like and have time for, and then you lose interest in the ones you don't like and are not good at or don't have time for. So I don't necessarily think I'm either clever or skilled in things. I was given the opportunity. I'm lucky, I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to try them and realize what I don't like. Like I never heard no as an answer, but it was also because I didn't make, ridiculous requests that would be considered spoiling me. But a lot of parents around me would tell my parents that they're spoiling me, but it's different parenting. Everyone does it different. And I'm just telling you like 1% of what my parents did and what my upbringing was like, just by repeating this little snippet of 4 minutes of me explaining what my parents used to do when I was a kid. It doesn't mean your kids are going to have similar outcomes, because there's 99 other percent of things they know and they have applied to their parenting that I don't even understand or I didn't even notice. It was just in the background. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I guess. I hope it does. So, yeah. I was fortunate. I still am fortunate to have my parents around. And so, if you want to learn a language, give yourself a purpose. Doesn't matter what the purpose is, as long as you really believe in it. I don't mean set a goal and try to reach it. Like, you have no interest in French, but it sounds cool, so you're going to find the goal, and then you're going to try to reach it. And if you don't, well, so what? No, try to find something that you're genuinely interested in. Like, it matters that you learn French before your trip to Paris, because you just want to go and buy it from local shops that don't speak English. Or it matters that you finish your C2 degree in Chinese before 2024 because you want to study in Mandarin Chinese and get a scholarship. So something that matters. If you want to do it for fun, do it for fun, but don't stress yourself out about how slow it's going, or if you lose interest for 4 months and you come back to it. It's a hobby. It happens. I played the piano for 11, 12 years. I stopped a long time ago. I've got a piano sitting right there I haven't touched since last December. There's no guilt in losing interest in things. Yeah, that is a very good goal. For example, I was supposed to go to Africa this summer. I don't think I'll be going, but because I thought I'll go, I started to touch up on my Arabic, because Tunisia speaks loads of Arabic and a bit of French. So I was like, you know what? Never learned Arabic. All my friends know Arabic, because in our school, to read the Holy Book, you need to know Arabic. So all my friends know at least some basic Arabic, or even they know what it sounds like or what the verbs are like. I have no idea what it is, except all the words you guys might know, which is like inshallah, mashallah, Allah. Like, those are the things, international words. So I was learning Arabic. My trip to Africa got canceled this summer, and I stopped learning Arabic. There's no point in me spending the time for it when there's no use for it. When there's no use for it, there's no interest. When there's no interest, there's no feel of concern for necessity and time and urgency. When that is not there, then it comes down to discipline. And I am pretty disciplined. I get up and go to work and go to, the gym every day. I study every day. Those are discipline. I don't need to add more and more micromanaged things to discipline myself with. Like, I need to have a bowl of cereal every day. I realistically don't. It's just a discipline that I'm just putting on my shoulders, which makes it feel like every day is tougher than yesterday, and you get closer to a burnout. I've already got enough things to discipline myself with. Anna, take care. Good night. Sleep well, and see you in less than 7 hours. 6 hours and 46 minutes and 30 seconds. Give or take. I'm probably going to be late myself because I start teaching at 8:15 in the morning tomorrow, and I want to be awake a little bit before it. So, yeah. Maybe later than 8, but before 8:15. I've helped change the way you see things in a great way. That is a very sweet thing to say, Rachel. I appreciate it. I don't know how I've helped change the way you see things or in what aspect of your life, but as long as it's positive. Sure, I definitely, why not? I'm no fitness guru, and I won't tell you things that I'm not sure about. If I don't know, I'll just tell you I don't know. I do take rests for strength training, yes. At least 1 to 2 days, but it really is personal. I train some of my friends at the gym, but it doesn't mean I'm a trainer. I just know how to do the exercises right, because my parents got me good trainers, and I'm really good at paying attention to these things. So I paid a lot of attention to all the details they've told me about every movement and exercise and what to avoid to not get injured, and what to do if, let's say, this activity hurts your wrist. No problem, do this instead. Change your angle, change this, change the way you sit. So I just pass that information on to my friends, but I'm in no way a certified coach. I cycle for cardio. I got into road bike cycling, like cycling with a road bike, a sports bike or race bike, last year, this time actually. On the 6th of June last year, I got my bike. And yeah, I go on bike rides to like Austria or to Hungary. I'm in Slovakia right now in Europe. I ride to Hungary or Austria once a week. Today I was supposed to go to Austria, but it rained super, super heavily, like summer rain, so it got canceled. Instead, I went down to my garage and I started working on fixing a new little bike project I got going on. I got a second bike I'm trying to fix. I don't know anything about weightlifting. I just use random machines. Do you know for weightlifting plans online or you came up with your own? A bit of both. Here's how I do my workout splits. It doesn't have to work just like this for you. I change it up if I feel like it on the fly. Working out is not a rigid structure as much as these online coaches make it seem like, because they would be out of a job if they cannot convince you in their 30-second ads that if you don't follow what they say, you will not see the results they give you or they promise you. I thought I was learning Spanish because I liked it, but now I realize that maybe it's because I like to be a translator someday. That's very interesting. I mean, it's interesting that what I said made you realize that. Also, translating is a very cool thing to do. Lab Podcast is a good place to learn about exercises. I've heard of the name, have not listened to them. So, ANDH, should I call you ANDH or ANDH? Whatever you prefer. So my workout splits are back and biceps, chest and triceps, shoulders, which includes the trapezius muscle, the delts, and a bit of like upper back, like supraspinatus, like, shoulder blade, teres minor, teres major, still back, but the upper part. And what else? For legs, depending on how close it is to the day I go to for a bike ride, I'll either do full legs, so quads, hams, calves, and glutes, or I'll split it into quads and calves, and then the next day I'll do glutes and hams. Hams being hamstrings, the back of your thighs. And I'll incorporate abs and calves whenever I feel like in any of these days. They don't have to have their own days. Um, yeah. Oh, and I also have forearm and extensor days. Not days, but I incorporate them into my arm days, either the triceps or the biceps, depending on what I feel like. Sometimes I have to start working on a bike, like physically, mechanically work on my bikes in my garage, and my hands are really tired. If I'm just simply like doing this all day long and I cannot work anymore, or if I'm going to do surgery on the weekends, I avoid those trainings. So I just play around with it. But the goal is to hit all the muscles equally. This was the last session because I do have to wake up in less than 6 hours. Also, I have friends who do push days and pull days and leg days, and you can split it in however you like. Sometimes I go thinking I'll do a back day. The machines are too busy. Instead of waiting, I'm like, forget it, chest. Doesn't matter. As long as you're moving around, you're healthy, you're enjoying it, that's what matters. And so for those of you who want to continue studying, I suggest you join us on Discord. Because we're all, or majority of us are from Europe, the viewers, I mean, we tend to be active on the Discord through, daylight hours until midnight. But we do still have students from India and Asia and Southeast Asia and North and South America for whom it is not that late, and they do join us in the evenings. So if you ever want to have someone to study with, I suggest you go in the chat, Library Whispers, say hello, and if anybody is awake, usually they join you. Um, a lot of people are shy to just join a room when it's empty, but if you join one, say hello, somebody should join you. If they don't, I'm sorry, but we'll try to broaden our horizon in terms of viewers' continents so that we can cover the clock 24/7, so you're never alone. We're not as big as James Scholes, but we're almost there, right? A couple of hundred more subscribers, and we're basically right there with him. Thank you, Rachel. That's very kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. I likewise. You guys are very kind. It's been a very long day. So I'm usually at the end of very long streams, late at night. It's when we get very real on the stream. I've no idea why. It's when everyone asks the most interesting questions, and I give the most unfiltered answers. And the other time this happens is when we stream for over 12 hours straight, because YouTube doesn't record the stream after 11 hours, 55 minutes, and 55 seconds of it starting. So whatever you do, it's in this black abyss of YouTube that doesn't exist. So that's, you've missed some really fun moments that will never repeat itself. So I've got a lot of exams going on, a lot of big ones, a lot of stressful ones, if I'm being honest. So we're going to be streaming a lot longer and longer as I have to find more hours in the day to stream longer. But that means you might catch one of those or more of those 12+ hour streams, making it really fun and worth it to stick till the end. Thank you, I'm really good at not showing the stress ever, even until the night of the exam. Sometimes I do, but I'm very good at keeping it in. But I am stressed. Just the fact that I'm saying it is already like past my threshold level of tolerating the stress. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. It's really nice chatting with you guys, honestly. NDH, I don't really plan on sleeping 4 to 5 hours. I just wake up. Like the last couple of nights, I didn't even have an alarm set because I was going to bed around 5 in the morning for whatever reason. I was either studying or I couldn't fall asleep, so I was answering emails for work. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll wake up at 2 in the afternoon. That's fine. I don't have a class to teach. I didn't promise anyone I'll stream early tomorrow. So I'll wake up whenever, I'll start streaming. And I woke up in 5 hours and 13 minutes. And then I started streaming. Also, good night, Maria. Sleep well tonight, and I hope to see you on the longer stream tomorrow. Now, I will give you a heads up. Tomorrow I am teaching quite a lot, but the classes are spread through the day, which means I might miss a couple of our break times that I'm not here. I'm sorry about that. Tomorrow's an exception. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's much better. But when I do teach, I miss most of our breaks because I teach for an hour and we have 15-minute sessions. So by the time the 50 minutes and the 10 minutes are done, I just finished teaching that student and you guys are already on your next session. So apologies for that. It's not a regular thing, but hopefully there'll be less of it happening the next couple of days. Looking at my schedule right now, as ugly as it looks with all this work in it, I've got an 8:15 to 9:15 class, which can easily go longer if my student wants to. We only say when we start with the student. We never put a end point. Sometimes it goes on for 3 hours, sometimes 2. I really like the student. She loves her classes, so I'm not going to limit her to an hour or 2. I can make up for those lost hours of studying in the evening, but she's got kids and a job, so she cannot come back for a class later. So we're going to have as long of a class we can. My next student is at 12 to 1 p.m. This one sticks to the hour, so in an hour he should be done. The next one, the third and the final class, is scheduled already to be 2 hours. All my classes are usually 1 hour long. And because I'm preparing the student for an international conference where he has to present things and represent his company, it's very important that we prepare adequately, and we're on a bit of a tight schedule now. So those 2 hours might also be a bit longer than expected, which means I'm going to miss a lot of breaks and I'm going to be very tired by the time work is done. But hopefully with you guys being active in the chat and picking up my energy, we can push through and I can get back to studying once I'm done teaching. Thank you for subscribing, Rachel. I appreciate it. I wish it would have popped up, but I think your privacy settings are limiting it, but it's all right. We already had ANDH and Scorpion DYG from Vulcan subscribe as well. Thank you guys if you're still around. All right. So one more thing about the streams, we have a long 30-minute break every 4 sessions that we're done. That we finish. In those 30 minutes, we can, or I try to either eat something real quick, make something, I don't know, go for a walk your dogs, pet your cats, tell your grandparents you love them, all the fun stuff you can do in 30 minutes. I'm just letting you know now so that you can plan your day tomorrow. If you join at 8 a.m., by around noonish, you can expect a long break. So in case you want to order food, you want to make food, or we got a focus camera, come on. It's not that dark out here. You can focus. So you'll know in advance. Yeah, so if you have your privacy setting on where you can see who you're subscribed to, this will happen. And then this will also automatically go up by 1. But you might see that the counter above my head might not match the subscriber count, which it doesn't. Thank you guys. We're at 942. I didn't even notice. That's because these are not popping up because of people's notification settings. So ANDH, once again, now that you're here, thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you more often. And yep, so I got to do that 3 more times when the stream is over for this number to catch up, basically. I just realized this says February sub goals. I have not been doing very well at hitting sub goals. And I just noticed. All right. So we know tomorrow's plan. We know tomorrow's schedule. And we got to know each other a little bit. And I appreciate you guys for sticking around for the past 30 minutes. It's well overdue, but I appreciate it. And I really do hope to see you guys, both the ones who are chatting and the ones who are quiet. I appreciate you guys too. All right. I also don't like to chat in live streams often, so I get it. Lurking is totally cool. We support it so much so that I have a command for those who like to lurk. You can put that in the chat. And the reason I've created that command, which is going to come up in a second, I think, eventually, hopefully, one day, is that our Streamlabs bot will count how many hours you've studied with us. You can check all the other commands in the description box below. And it will only count your hours if you have said something in the last 30-ish minutes, give or take, in the chat. Nobody knows the actual time, if it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, where the bot considers you gone from the chat. But if you ever study with me for like 12 hours, and then you put exclamation point hours and it says 2, that's why. My bot is usually not prejudiced, but sometimes just a bit. So I've made that command to where is it? That command to, like, you know, battle that. I too wish your name popped up on screen, Rachel, but I mean, this we get these. That's the best we got for tonight. Yeah, ANDH pretty much. So, and it doesn't count your hour until it's full. So if you're here for like an hour and 50 minutes, and then 10 minutes later it says 2 hours, that's also why. Only I can see like the nuggets of minutes left behind, but don't worry about it. It's only to give you an idea of how much work you've put in, but it's not very reliable. I know people who've been studying with us for 2 years now, and they're not even in the top 10 because they just don't chat. Some of my friends, my close friends, are too shy to chat in the chat. So they're texting me on WhatsApp or Discord as I'm streaming. And I forget that everyone else can't see their messages. So I just respond to it out loud and it confuses you. That's why I've got shy friends sometimes. Unlike myself, who's very extroverted, I've got a lot of shy friends. 25 hours, nice. Oh man. I'm stuck between finishing fixing my bike because now it's in pieces downstairs in the garage, or passing my exams. Just because I started it and I know that all the bits and bolts are everywhere in my garage now. I just want to go down and start like closing everything, tightening it up, cleaning it, greasing it, and having it done with. But I also need to pass my exam. I've noticed, Maria, sometimes you join us in the middle or the beginning of a session, but you say hello in the break times, and I'm very sure the bot will not count those hours. But it's fine. Thank you, Rachel. I'll start sending updates in the Discord server if you do join us about the bike process. Maybe you'll motivate somebody else to pick up a random project to work on, whether if it's, I don't know, Photoshop, software, designing, or mechanics. Just pick up something I like to do and fiddle around and learn from it. I'm getting less and less minutes of sleep the more I spend time here, although I'm loving it. I'm gonna regret it in the morning. So let's all say our farewells. Like the video, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's stream, or join us in Discord because I'll notify you over there if we go live as well. And that's about it. That's all. That's all I have to say. I've said a lot of words. I think we can stop there, I think. Can we? Oh, last thing. Very last thing. I swear. Promise. No more words after this. There's one more thing we do. One tiny thing we do in the stream apart from the long breaks after the 4 hours. We randomly refresh the YouTube video every like 30-ish minutes, 45 minutes. Like whenever you get reminded of it, just hit F5 on your keyboard, like it's right there, and that's it. The reason for that is when you refresh a video and come back and stay, YouTube doesn't consider you leaving, but it pays attention to the part where you came and you stayed. And the algorithm will take that as my stream not being clickbaity and it being, exactly what you're looking for. So you clicked on it and you stayed. So it gives it more interactions. This is all considered interaction, and it will just recommend it to more people. So whenever you get the chance, do not lose focus from your studies to do this. But if you randomly get distracted, you might as well just hit an F5 button, and that's it. That's all I ask. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. And every time you do this and you come back and stick around for like 30 seconds or a minute, it's counted as a new view. So that's why sometimes you have a 2-hour long stream with 200 views, because 20 people refreshed 10 times, and that's about it. Just a little nugget of YouTube secret I've discovered a long time ago, and by doing it often enough, we increased our channel's subscribers by about 400 in 2.5-3 weeks, something like that, or by 200 in 2 weeks. So it definitely works. Definitely works. The F5 should also work on a laptop. You just have to be on the YouTube video and click somewhere on the screen and then hit F5. It should usually work. Usually. All right, that's it. I promise those were the last words. I'm gonna let you sleep because I'm gonna be seeing you guys in literally no time. So I hope so. Fingers crossed that you'll join me in tomorrow's stream. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I have been MDToBe, your host for today's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you in the chat and those of you quiet, lurking in the backgrounds. Take care, good night, sleep well, and I'll see you on tomorrow's live stream.